Welcome to FOH, and this week we're doing the Port Larranaga Petit Corona. Young one, EML May 15, if I remember correctly. Let me check my notes. EML May 15. It's got a year on it.
Okay.
Right in the stone. You love PLPC.
I like PLPCs.
You like aged PLPC.
I do. I buy a cabinet every now and again, which I make sure is. I don't smoke them until they've had sort of 5-8 years.
Which is, to be honest, it's my preferred there. But
I have smoked younger
period.
ones, and I think, why am I bothering?
Yeah, I like it. I love the mongrel aspect of the younger ones. I love a little bit of power, a little bit of bent to them, but they don't have the complexity that. I mean, let's face it, PLPC cabs are some of the best aging cigars in the world. I think they are. You really see such a great difference in such a relatively short period of time. And I don't think 5 to 8 years for a cab is that long. And because their cabs are 50, you can progressively just try them until they hit that perfect sweet spot for you. You generally have too many. And I'd smoke through half that cab, then I'll put them away and get another cab, and just continually age them down the
So I
track.
prefer aging, so I'm not coming into the youngest. I don't like that sort of. I much prefer.
I love that vibrancy. So,
Yeah.
but then again,
Plenty of other cigars will give you.
PLPCs in 2015 were one of our hot cigars of the year. 2014-15, the quality was sensational. 2016, which we've been receiving in 2016, which is these. The quality hasn't been quite up there. The wrappers here are good, but they're not great.
Supposed to have those holes.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. You don't pay extra for the holes.
Pay less.
That'll be a freaking day.
Holy. The quality hasn't quite been there this year in the PLPCs to date. We're only halfway through the year. But let's see how this goes. It's tuck right, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm sorry, we were supposed to wait. Was it a starting gun?
Again, we're going to do first half and second half of this cigar. How old are your cigars now? You're saying, do you know what your date cut of your cab that you got inside there?
I've got some from early last decade. I think they might be 05s.
Yeah. Maybe mid last decade, yeah.
Yeah, I think what I did actually was take out one of the younger cabs because I thought, well, that'll actually give the other cabs even longer to mature. I think I've only got 1 or 2 cabs left at your place. Probably only one.
Good stuff. Yes,
This is already
smells
so much better than that last heap of.
the Juan Lopez Petit Corona is comparing it to from last week, and you're enjoying this far more because it's far more substance to it.
Absolutely.
To begin with.
And it's already got a nice sort of almost sweet corn character. There's a sweetness in this that there was none of in that last example. And my poor old pot plant is still a freaking high.
It tastes like a cigar. It tastes like a cigar.
A good cigar.
You know, the problem is when you get a poorly blended cigar, as we had last week, the Juan Lopez PC, which is such a shame. It tastes more like a cigarette.
Well, I've never had a cigarette in my life, so I couldn't honestly tell you. But it was
like a cigarette.
Earthy, scrubby, bitter, and that's what
Pretty close.
That's what the rest of the world enjoys, is it? That's why people smoke cigarettes.
People smoke cigarettes for the nicotine.
Okay.
Gorgeous start.
Lovely start.
Really good
Absolutely lovely
start for a
And
young cigar.
In fact, for a young PLPC, it'd be a long time since I smoked a young one because, as I said, I always aged them because I didn't particularly like them at young, but I've never seen them open quite so nicely.
You find it's medium full, whereas the ones you got at your aging away would be right on that medium profile.
Quite.
So, but I quite like the medium full profile.
Already much more sweeter, richer, more balanced. There's no earthy, grubby bitterness or anything like that.
There's a soul. There's a soul to the cigar. Yeah. Back to you at the halfway point. Halfway mark of the PLPC, Kenny.
Yeah.
And it hasn't laid off at all.
It's moved into that really lovely sweetness that was there. It's now showing that it is a young, and this is why I put them away. It's now showing that sort of edgy youth.
No, mine's still that sweetness.
No, mine's gone into that sort of edgy, a bit sort of harsh character, which is why I like to put them away for 5 or 8 years or so.
Best aging cigars are well, that and the Des Dieu.
So this is not. I mean, when I first started this, I thought, well, maybe I'm smoking. I'm leaving them too long, and they're this good young. But having seen this, I'd rather be smoking them when they're older, and not getting this. I like the first part, but the rest of it is fair.
But as I said when we first pulled these out, we said what I'd love you to do is assess the DNA between this and an older version.
We can do that. We can pull one out for.
But the DNA here is dead set. You know exactly where this is going, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know exactly where this is going to turn out.
You would have no hesitation
no
in putting
question
these
marks
away.
here where they're going to be. They're going to be little caramel sticks, and at the 5 to 8 year mark, it's got all aspects of it.
If someone's looking for a cigar to put away, you buy a cab of these, and good on Habanos for keeping them in the cabinet.
Oh yeah, look,
much better idea.
they do some things right.
Absolutely.
It's a small checklist, but some things. What?
He said it.
What's another email? Right.
But yeah, now I'm getting that sort of a little bit of
harsh.
acrid harshness coming
Slow it
through.
down.
A little bit.
Clip the end. Clip the end.
Yeah, I know, but still.
No, I'm serious. It'll make a little bit of difference.
It will make a little bit of difference.
And you're smoking yours a lot faster than I am.
Well, you've been talking.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, it's smoke this or listen.
Actually, to be honest, the more powerful the cigar, the slower I smoke it.
Yeah, I tend to be. When I'm at home by myself watching the footy or whatever, sometimes a reasonable sized cigar will
Can I
take
come over tomorrow night and watch State of Origin?
if you must. If you must. We've won it, so I suppose that's okay.
Oh, you know he says no.
Well, we've won.
I'm
the
not allowed to
series.
watch sport with him.
No one's allowed to watch.
No one is allowed to watch sport with him. He paces up and down, his hands are up in the air, he's smoking, he's screaming, he's yelling.
I do tend to say a few
he's
words.
telling me to get outside. Wrap up this PLPC, Port Larranaga, Petit Corona. Very good cigar.
It's a very good cigar. I'm still getting that young,
Harshness towards the
a
end.
little bit edges, the last half.
Yeah.
And so I certainly would prefer to age them.
This would be a cab you'd age.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's been interesting reading the forums, sort of people talk about them going up or down and so forth. And
Well, I've said that the quality hasn't been there. So the wrapper quality specifically hasn't been there this year. And this is not a great wrapper. This is a good wrapper, not a great wrapper. But the flavour certainly has been. I've said that on the forum. The flavour's still there, but the wrapper just hasn't quite been there.
It will leave a slightly unpleasant taste at the end, which I don't like with a cigar.
Slight bitterness. Yeah. Slight bitterness.
And if you can walk away from it, I mean, for example, that Wine Lopez 2 that I had the other night, none of that was just glorious, just right through. Not a bump or a hiccup. This thing has got them, but it's young. So
Super young, but it's going to be super good.
I think that'll be good, yeah.
But I'd still give it a 91 point cigar.
I was thinking 90.
Yeah, so we're not too far off.
Yeah.
This has been, if I smoked that, and I'd say, yeah, this is one I'm looking forward to trying again in 2020.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
220, 221, nice, put it away, done. And I know exactly what I'm going to get when that time comes around. I'm looking forward to that because the DNA is there.
Well, I'm hoping to keep, I think I've got some maybe O2s or something like that, I forget exactly what. But I'd like to keep for 20 years, just see how they go for 20 years.
Yeah.
And smoke others in the meantime.
Yeah, that sounds good.
If I live that
Well,
long.
what I like about going back and trying young cigars, look, I know you shouldn't really be smoking these as young, but the cigars that you're smoking now, I also smoked when they were young.
Yeah.
And
Similar.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
And so when I'm trying young cigars on a week in, week out basis, I'm also trying aged cigars and seeing how they're developing. But my memory goes back to what they were like at that point in time, so I can get some sort of timeline of where it's going to be. What throws me out is where if we tried these today and they were lackluster or there was something missing. That would make me query where they're going to end up being. But I know for a full fact that those cigars from 205 or 208 or 210, I've got cabinets from all those years for myself, all started exactly like this, which gives me great hope.
It's the one thing that's coming through towards the end of this is a pepperiness. which is quite nice.
Which is what I call mongrel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
which is a lot of ways I quite like that little bit of a bite.
Yeah, I see that more as one of the flavours rather than sort of the character in a sense, because
Yeah, and this is, and I don't always agree with what people say, and nor do I don't come out and say no, you're wrong. I don't say you're wrong.
But you say that to me all the time.
But there was a post on the forum recently that's saying unless a cigar is full of mongrel when they're young, they're not going to age well. And I disagree with that completely.
I would completely disagree with that as well.
Look, you can. What you're trying to achieve with a young cigar, what you're trying to discern with a young cigar, are flavour characteristics, DNA of that particular cigar. Whether it be La Gloria Cubana or there, you're not going to get a vibrant mongrel La Gloria Cubana, but they're going to age great. As long as you're getting some elements of honey, some elements of nuts, and some elements of cream up front, you know exactly where that cigar is going. With these cigars, it's different.
We had the flavours up front.
You had the fruit, you had the honey. Yep. And it did dissipate during the course of the cigar, but you know exactly where it's going to end up. I think when you...
It's like wine in a sense. I mean, I know they're different, but there's a similarity in that you see some people say, oh, this will be a great wine to age because nothing's come together yet, it's all this and that, and it's and you think, no. If it's not balanced when it's young, if there's not something there when it's young...
you've got to be able to pull threads through that.
It doesn't necessarily come together down the track. I mean, just because stuff's there... you might be lucky, but you might also be... And others would say, oh, well, this wine's so good now. Okay, why do you age it if it's so good? Well, that's fine. But that doesn't mean it won't age. Now, speaking of wine, we've actually been going through... my friend here, the alleged Pinot lover.
I love Pinot, it tastes like Shiraz.
He likes Pinot as long as it doesn't have any resemblance to Pinot whatsoever. These are the latest releases from Bill Downey. I actually opened them to review for something else, and I thought, well, they're all so good. Of course, wasted on him.
I love the second.
You like the second one?
Yeah.
He does Yarra Valley, Mornington Peninsula, and Gippsland. They're about, I think, $70 each or so.
Whoa!
Seriously, if you got that quality out of Burgundy, you'd be paying 3 times as much at least, without question. They are fantastic wines. Not big productions, but they're definitely worth getting. I love some of the most beautifully bottled. I just love and he has the little. He still uses corks or diem, but has the little wax capsules. And Christ knows how I haven't cut off a finger trying to get these things open.
You specifically,
they look good, but I'd much rather have screw caps. But that aside,
good wines, Ken.
They are fantastic wines.
What are they again? What's the winemaker?
William Downey. He's a
William Downey. If you get a
Pinot
chance,
specialist.
Pinot specialist. William Downey. We've got some good Pinot makers here.
He's made Pinot in Burgundy. He worked with Bass Phillip. He's worked with De Bortz. He consults to a lot of different wineries. He's absolutely fantastic.
Cheers, guys. Hasta luego.
Are we going to do?
It's a postscript.
Just when you thought it was safe to turn us off.
Ken brought out some EMA Sepo 8s, PLPCs.
Sepo 8s, yeah, they're not American.
September 08s.
Sorry, I mean, there's a possibility. Never mind.
Don't start. Don't even start.
I stopped.
So how does this compare? September 08.
I much prefer this. There's still some evidence that it's quite a youthful cigar, but it's a much more...
Where's the evidence there?
I'm getting just towards the end. Just towards the end I'm getting a little bit of... but it's been... Through it's been much more... It's a milder, more complete, more complex, more together cigar. And I'd much rather smoke them at this stage than the earlier stage.
I don't disagree at all. Because you are getting those caramel notes.
There are
through
some
there, and but it's got a nice. How would you call it? Sensibility. That's what is it? Is that a
sensibility? Well, it's a word.
But
Jane Austen.
But what I'm saying, it's just got a. There's no hard edges whatsoever through this.
No. But there's just right at the fin. I'm a bit further advanced because you do all the talking, and you can start to get just fractional hints of it. So, I mean, I've only had a few out of the cabinet, so this will go on for hopefully a year or two.
So it looks 8 years. Yeah. it's I'm not sure all of you guys would actually appreciate it that much more than a younger cigar in the PLPC. I think if you like full-bodied cigars, etc., maybe 3-4 years in is where you're going to hit the zone.
No, to me, it's
exactly
on.
right.
Yeah,
no problems at all. No problems at all. But it is important that you test your cab progressively. Right. And when it hits that 95, 96, what the hell are you waiting for? You're going to hit. You're looking for 99s because half the time it actually goes back the other way.
96?
It's a 94, 95 for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking 93, 94.
So we've had the previous one 90, 91.
Yeah.
So you got 93, 94.
Yeah.
So you had to wait, in effect, 7 years for a 93, 90. It's what this the issue. This the argument we always have.
Yeah, but you have you have the thing is you've got to. I mean, people say, I can't hang around. I can't wait. You've got to get enough in your stock to be able to do that.
And that's the beautiful thing about 50 cabs. You can actually enjoy some young, put them away mid-term, enjoy some more, put them away until you work out what your zone is.
Yeah,
I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I think I've got one younger cabinet, and the others are a bit older.
Yeah.
Because to me, this has still got plenty of time.
It's got legs in it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
There's no rush for this whatsoever.
Thank you, Kenny.
That's my great pleasure.
So what would you rate this again? 94, 95?
Yeah, 93, 94.
93, 94?
Yeah.
94 for me. Until next week.
Which for little cigars, not a bad thing.
Good things come in little packages.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, so
next week.
Something decent.
Vieros entre tiempos. Okay, not really.
Well, thank God I'm away.
Take care.